The silence of space was broken only by the faint hum of the starship. Hope's light. Its sleek hull gleamed under the distant stars as it drifted closer to the unknown planet orbiting a distant sun. On board, Captain Alina Miles stood firm eyes, scanning the stars beyond the viewport. This mission was meant to bring hope, a message of peace to the mysterious race who had sent the strange signal. For months, the signal, weak and irregular, was unlike anything humanity had ever received. It was a plea, or so the scientists hoped. The Deathworlders, a name given to the race based on the harsh worlds they lived on, were thought to be dangerous. But this signal hinted at desperation. Elena's voice was calm, but steady as she addressed her crew. "We don't know what to expect, but our goal is peace. No weapons unless we're attacked." Her crew nodded, tension tightening the air like a heavy fog. Among them was Lena, the tech expert, her fingers dancing across consoles, analyzing the incoming data. The xenobiologist readied her equipment to study any new life forms they might encounter. As Hope's light moved into orbit, the planet's surface revealed itself, a jagged landscape of black rocks and swirling storms. The atmosphere was thick with toxic gases, but the ship's shields held strong, scanning for landing zones, Lena said. Suddenly, the sensors picked up something unusual, faint energy signature, deep underground. Elena's heart quickened. Could it be a settlement? The crew prepared the landing shuttle. As they descended, strange ruins came into view, towers and structures unlike any human design.
Ow!
They were ancient and powerful, covered in alien symbols glowing faintly. The shuttle touched down softly on the rocky ground. Alina led the team out, breathing filtered through their suits. "We need to find the source of the signal," ordered. As they moved toward the ruins, a low hum filled the air. Then a pulse, a sudden flash of light from the ground. Lena's console beeped frantically. "Captain, I'm detecting a signal. It's activating something." Before anyone could react, a deep rumble shook the ground. It's hidden in the rocks. Long dormant machines began to awaken. The team backed away as the Earth opened, revealing a massive device, a beacon, sending a powerful SOS into deep space. Elena's face tightened. "We didn't come here to start a war, but the damage was done." Far away, the Deathworlder fleet stirred. Alerted by the ancient call, far from the quiet planet where the peace mission had landed. Deep in the dark reaches of space, a shadow stirred. The massive Deathworlder fleet, hidden in the cold void, received the signal, a loud, urgent call that shattered their silence. The ancient beacon, triggered by the humans' accidental activation, was a summons for war. Admiral Krath stood on the bridge of the flagship Vortex Ravager. His cold eyes scanned the holographic displays, showing countless ships awakening from deep space. "This signal means one thing," he said grimly. "Our enemies have found us. Prepare the fleet. We move for Earth." Back on the Hope's light, Captain Alina and her crew were unaware of the storm their mission had unleashed. They monitored the beacon, hoping it might be a distress call they could respond to. Lena frowned. "Captain, the signal frequency is changing. It's sending a wider broadcast. It's calling something." Mira's voice was tight with concern. "That's not a cry for peace. It's a warning. Or a call for help that wakes something dangerous." Lene's mind raced. "We need to warn Earth now." On Earth, the news broke suddenly. Satellites picked up the Deathworlder fleet moving fast through the galaxy, weapons charging, ready. For battle, military commanders scrambled to prepare defenses. But the fleet was enormous, far beyond anything Earth had faced. "This is an invasion," the news anchors said with grim faces. The government declared a state of emergency. Citizens watched in fear as the countdown to destruction began. Meanwhile, the peace crews struggled to communicate with Earth. The enemy's jamming signals interfered with their messages. "We're cut off," Lena said, frustration in her voice. "They're blocking our transmissions." Lena tightened her grip on the console. "We can't just wait, we have to act." Tensions mounted aboard the Hope's light. Every moment counted. The crew prepared for the worst, a battle they never wanted. Outside the windows, stars blurred as the ship jumped to hyperspace, racing toward home. The vast blackness of space was shattered by the flash of laser fire. The Deathworlder fleet had arrived, and Earth's defenses were scrambling to respond. Captain Alina Miles stood on the bridge of the Hope's Light, watching the unfolding battle through thick panes of reinforced glass. Ships around her moved quickly, but the enemy was fast and ruthless. Enemy fighters incoming at high speed. Lena shouted, fingers flying over the controls. They're swarming our defenses. Explosions rippled through space as the first shots hit. The fleet's advanced weaponry burned through shields and hulls with deadly precision. Myra gripped a railing, her face pale. This wasn't supposed to happen. We were meant to bring peace. Elena's voice was steady but urgent. Now, we fight for survival. The battle was chaotic. Human ships darted between blazing lasers and missile strikes. The Deathworlders attacked in waves, their aggression fueled by years of distrust and survival instincts. Alina barked orders. Hold the line, protect the civilian transports. Target their command ships. Amid the chaos, the peace mission tried to send a message to the Deathworlders, a final attempt to stop the bloodshed. Opening a secure channel, Lena said, hope flickering in her voice. But static filled the speakers. The enemy's jamming was too strong. Suddenly, a massive Deathworlder cruiser appeared, its dark hull looming like a shadow. It's the flagship, Elena said grimly. If we take it down, we can turn the tide. The flagship unleashed a torrent of energy, cutting through several ships. Elena's crew fought back with everything they had. Fighters engaged in deadly dogfights, while the Hope's Light focused all firepower on the flagship. The battle raged on, the outcome uncertain. Behind the scenes, Mira studied the enemy tactics, searching for any weakness. Their ships are powerful, but not invincible, she said. If we can outsmart them, there's hope. Alina nodded. Then we keep fighting. For Earth. For peace. The stars around them glowed red with battle fire. The war had begun, and no one knew how it would end. After the fierce battle near Earth's orbit, the peace mission barely survived. The crew of the Hope's Light was battered but alive. Captain Alina knew the key to winning the war lay in understanding their enemy. We need answers, she said. Why are they so deadly? Why do they attack without mercy? The team set a course for the last known location of the Deathworlder homeworld. It was a harsh, barren planet, a true death world, where only the strongest could survive. Mira studied samples of the planet, its air and soil they had collected during their mission. This world is brutal. It's toxic air, deadly storms, poisonous plants. The Deathworlders evolved here. Their entire culture is shaped by survival. Lena scanned the ancient ruins they found on the surface. Their technology is strange but advanced. They build weapons and defenses based on their environment, tough and ruthless. Lena looked at the data, piecing the story together. They don't attack out of hate, they fight because they must. Their world teaches them to be fierce. For them, survival is everything. The peace crew discovered old recordings hidden deep in a crashed ship's databanks. A message from a Deathworlder leader revealed their past, a history of war, loss, and a desperate fight to protect their home. We were once peaceful, the recording said. But the galaxy turned against us. We learned to be hunters too. Survive. Mira felt a chill. They see the universe as a dangerous place. Trust is a weakness they cannot afford. Alina sighed. That's why they attack first. It's their way to stay alive. Back on Earth, the military planned a full-scale defense. But the peace mission had a new goal. Find a way to reach the Deathworlders' minds. To show them a different path. We can't win this by fighting alone, Alina said. We need to find their humanity beneath the warrior mask. Lena nodded. There might be a way, a message that can speak their language. But time was running out. The Deathworlder fleet prepared for a final assault on Earth's core worlds. The crew knew the next battle could decide the fate of humanity and the future of peace. The mysteries of the Deathworlders were unraveling. The question remained, could two worlds so different ever truly understand each other? The battle for Earth was getting worse every day. The Deathworlder fleet pushed closer to the heart of humanity's defenses. Captain Alina knew that brute force alone would not win this war. They needed a bold plan, something no one had tried. "Before, we have one chance," Alina said during the War Council. "We must strike at the Deathworlder flagship. If we can disable their command, the fleet will lose coordination. We can turn the tide." The crew of the Hope's Light prepared for a dangerous mission. Lena worked on hacking into the enemy's systems, while Mira studied their weak points. The plan was risky. A small team would infiltrate the flagship and shut down the main control center. "Stealth is our best weapon," Lena said. "We'll have only minutes before they detect us." Alina selected her team, the best pilots, engineers, and scientists. Each one understood the risks. This mission could mean their lives. The small assault ship slipped through the chaos of battle, dodging enemy patrols and missile fire. Inside, the team held their breath as they approached the Deathworlder flagship. The ship's dark hull loomed closer, covered in strange alien markings that seemed to pulse with energy. "Prepare for boarding," Alina ordered. They used magnetic grapples to latch on to the enemy ship's side. The airlock hissed open, and they stepped into the cold. Alien corridors. The Deathworlders had designed their ships to be hostile. The narrow passages, hidden traps, and security drones. Every step was a test of nerves. Inside the flagship, the team fought past guards and automated defenses. Lena hacked security doors. Myra scanned for environmental dangers. And Alina led with steady courage. Finally, they reached the command center. A glowing room filled with consoles and alien technology. Lena connected her device to the main terminal. "I'm in," starting the shutdown sequence. Alarms blared suddenly. The enemy had discovered their presence. "We've been spotted," guard shouted as Deathworlder soldiers poured in. A fierce fight erupted. The team held their ground. Fighting desperately as the shutdown completed, the flagship systems began to fail. Communications went dark, weapons powered down, and the massive ship started to drift. "Mission complete," Alina said, breathing heavily. "Let's get out of here." They escaped just as the ship went dead in space, back on the Hope's Light. The crew watched the battle change. The Deathworlder fleet was confused and disorganized. Their attack slowed. Alina allowed herself a small smile. "We've bought Earth time, but the war isn't over yet." The skies over Earth were darker than ever. The Deathworlder fleet had regrouped after the loss of their flagship. Their fury burned hotter now, a storm ready to break and drown the planet in fire. Humanity's hope rested on the shoulders of Captain Alina Miles and the crew of Hope's Light. Inside the war room of the Hope's Light, Alina studied the holographic map flickering with enemy positions. The fleet was closing in fast. Ground defenses were holding, but only barely. "This is it," Alina said quietly. "We face them now or never." Her crew nodded, faces grim but determined. They had trained for this moment. There was no turning back. The Deathworlders launched their final assault with terrifying power. Ships darkened the stars as they moved in unison like a living weapon. Explosions lit the void, and countless vessels burned in the endless sky. Alina's voice cut through, the chaos calm and commanding. "Hold formation. Focus fire on their carriers." The Hope's Light led the charge, weaving through enemy fire, its shields glowing as they absorbed blast after blast, deep within the enemy fleet. Admiral Krath glared at the hologram of Earth. His anger was a wildfire. Crush them, leave nothing alive. But even he sensed something different now. The humans were fighting with more than weapons, with will, with hope. On Earth's surface, civilians took shelter. Watching the battle unfold above them, news screens showed the bravery of the defenders, inspiring a unity that spread like wildfire. Mira, back on the ship, monitored biological readings. "The Deathworlders' biology is adapting," she warned. "They're evolving even during the fight." Lena, working furiously, hacked into enemy comms. "We can use their changes against them. Their systems are linked." Elena's eyes sharpened. "Tell me how!" Lena explained her plan to send a virus through the fleet's network. A digital poison that would disrupt the Deathworlders' rapid evolution and communication. It was risky. If it failed, it could make them even stronger. We have no choice, Elena said. Prepare the transmission. As the Hope's light closed in on the enemy's command cluster, the crew launched the virus. The screen flickered, then chaos erupted in the Deathworlder fleet. Ships faltered. Their weapons shut down. Engines stuttered. The digital virus worked. Admiral Krath screamed orders, but it was too late. The fleet lost cohesion, drifting helplessly, seizing. The moment Elena ordered the final attack. Now, all weapons. For Earth, a symphony of fire and steel roared across the void. The Deathworlder fleet broke apart under the relentless assault. In the last moments of the battle, Elena faced the flagship's wreckage, the heart of the enemy fleet. The Hope's light fired a final shot, a blazing beam that shattered the dark. Ship into 1,000 pieces. Silence followed. Victory was theirs, but it came at a cost. The crew mourned their fallen comrades. Knowing the peace they fought for was fragile, Elena looked out at the stars, thinking of the Deathworlders, once enemies, now survivors, with a chance to rebuild. We sought peace, she whispered, and maybe now we can find it. The war had ended. The future was uncertain, but humanity was ready to face it, stronger, wiser, and united.